Boy Scouts is technically part of U.S. Congress. Doesn't that make it partially a public organization?
We'll find out. I don't know.
Hi, Donna.
Hi.
Oh no, here, look it. Paul's not here. He's just.
You're an honorary select person. How's that? You can be an honorary select person for the night. Come on in.
Oh boy.
Here comes trouble.
Hey, have a seat.
On my regular seat. Jeez.
I was trying not to say, hey, Dad.
Are you writing stuff online?
I'm sorry?
Are you writing a bunch, not about this, but are you writing things online? Because there's somebody that looks a lot like you, and I don't really know her, and she writes a whole bunch of different things about, you name it.
Well, we have the Lebanon Maine Truth Seekers page, and these videos go on that page. Sandy and I do it
Okay.
together. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, so you're celebrities.
Apparently so. Yeah, but we were trying to figure out actually who you were too. Like, are you like Jason's stepmother or step grandmother or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. He's, let's see, Jason's
Oh, that's the box I'm on.
son. There we go. It'll take me a minute to figure it out. He's my son.
Yeah.
It's Karen, Karen and Jason.
Yeah. Okay.
He looks so young. I'm thinking he's a grandkid, but he's not. He's old.
We only have 1 minute that was questionable.
I can't answer any questions till 4:30. That's what I'm on.
Yeah, you're sitting in front of me and I just got an email from you. That's kind of odd.
Whoa, magic.
I'm so busy I had to clone myself. I must have been about the siren.
If I get a minute before 5, I'll call her to kind of bring her attention to it. Just in case it doesn't go through fast. I'm going to shut this.
Oh, I thought you were talking back and forth to her all this time, didn't you? He's been so busy over there.
No, I'm just wordy when I'm typing too. Alright. So we're going to look into the attorney's opinion on using the fire truck and personnel over there for that. Whatever. I just don't want to do things wrong, that's all.
Yeah. Did you guys come in support?
They came in to have a
You beat
talk.
me up. Just
Did he?
verbally,
Yeah.
abused
Yeah,
me.
he looks at.
Very well
I've
spoken
known
young
Nate
man.
since when you were 4 or something like that. Yeah, so he's very comfortable with beating me up.
369 really means how many selectmen he put in the place.
I know, right? He's working on his 370 patch. Have you had any conversation with dispatch on proposed budget for next year? Any
No, we
feelings
had a
on
little
that?
sit down yesterday about just some stuff that's going on, or whatever, and supposedly we're the lowest. But I don't know what we paid last year, so,
I just had it. It was, well, I think we're at 54,000 somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't know why he decided to come over. You know, I don't know if he's worried that people leave him, but he's looking at picking up more. So, I don't know.
We'll see, yeah.
I mean, it's the first time we've sat down and had a conversation, so.
I'm multitasking, I'm trying to
No, I
put the
know,
budget book
yeah.
together, so.
I'm not even gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna throw it together.
Did not lose that. So we'll wonder what I did with it.
Did you find what you're looking for?
No.
You want me to look?
Sure, go ahead.
No, I don't, no, I mean the POs.
Oh.
You said you had a question on one, I think I know when you had a question on.
I don't remember.
I know which one it was, I think. About the communications and the siren, Royce, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
Those are all new.
Would be this one.
Steel trap, then.
Are you part of the ones that have all that, the typing that's online? Because some of the things that you're saying here, I've read it.
Well, yeah, we have, like I said, we have the Lebanon Maine Truth Seekers page.
I don't know, I have a tendency not to do the page, I'm sure you read it instead. That very well could be.
Yeah.
The whole bunch of
Right there.
pages, right?
No.
No, it's just one page. I have I have my personal page and I have the Lebanon Maine Truth Seekers page. I don't do the aliases and the 15 pages. One page, that's it.
I'll look that up, yeah.
Mind if I jump out for a
It could be.
second
I
while
know
you're
there's
doing
a
that? I'll
photo
call
of it, probably
the
is.
attorneys real
Yeah.
quick.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Try
yeah.
to get them an answer.
Oil change. I mean, the one for the siren was, the one that you did, everybody signed it. I mean, it was just
Oh, okay.
to look at it.
Yeah, how come it was your county communications that was doing it?
Very pretty.
Who
You
was
had
supposed
it
to do
right
it?
under them.
Who's supposed to do it? It's part of the radio
Was it
system.
a test?
No, what happens is it's an old siren, it's an old electronic siren. It's not the federal siren. Fire trucks have two sirens. I know back in your day, they just had a geese. But, there's two. Oh my God.
You're making it hard for me to keep it straight.
No comment.
The state of Maine requires you to have an electronic siren. The electronic siren that's in there isn't the best, and it's blowing fuses.
Okay.
And they suggest, and the communication place takes care of them. They handle that because it's electronics, it's part of the radio system. That's why I went there.
Okay.
I looked up siren maintenance, but I couldn't find anybody that just did siren maintenance. He's awful, isn't he?
Dan.
Now, if it was a
You're doing
federal,
great job.
if it was a federal siren, then we go to a federal siren dealer. But it's not a federal, or at least a unionist or something. Yeah.
Dan,
Yes.
while we're waiting for Ben to come back, why don't you tell everybody about that grant thing?
Oh, you
Because
didn't
I
get-
think that's really
yeah,
cool.
You didn't get my email, have you?
No,
No.
I'm here.
Can't apply for it.
Why?
Volunteer departments can't.
I didn't think we were volunteer. We're staffing.
We're not full-time staffing. We're still considered
Ben,
volunteers.
where's Ben?
We're still considered volunteers and we don't fall under that.
Even though we're staffing 14 hours, so more than half the day?
Yeah.
Really? What do we have to do to be not considered volunteers?
Put on full-time staff 24 hours a day.
Royce? Do you hear what the man said? We have to get that grant. No comment. I knew it.
You got it written yet?
Yes, I plead the fifth.
You are the one that writes and has that pretty page done up, am I correct? Beautiful artwork behind it.
I have daisies on mine.
I don't, I'd have to look again, but there's, I think it is you, could be wrong.
Chris Gilpatrick.
Yo. Again.
Uh-oh, Royce, you must be in trouble.
See?
I'm all set.
That's his seat, he always stands there.
Executive session with myself.
Bathroom's busy, huh?
Alright. Go ahead.
This might be quicker if you let them go. I get a whole list. And then probably
They're,
We're just saying.
executive session.
I think they're just hanging out.
We already went.
They're waiting for an answer from the attorney.
Yeah. She's out of the office, and of course, so, but they're gonna try to get a hold of her, so maybe she'll call me tonight. Kind of pushing on that a little bit, so. Kind of told me you're sitting here waiting for an answer, so that helps.
Holding up the fire chief.
We're just watching the process.
Go ahead.
Alright. Well, I have a whole list. It's everything from holiday pay to the milfoil and the stuff, so. And then also the night stipend stuff, if you want me to bring that to the board. So first, we had come up with the holidays, and I know that I pitched this earlier, but what I'm looking for is for Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas on staffing for the ambulance. And that is, we'll do Thanksgiving and Christmas because it was coming right up. So Christmas is on a Thursday, so and as you know, our shifts run from 6 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon, from 2 in the afternoon to 10 o'clock at night. Then from 10 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning, I cover from home. So for Thanksgiving, I'm looking to do the 10 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning, so that's Thanksgiving Eve. They're still gonna cover from home. They're still gonna cover from home. But from 10 to midnight, they'll get their stipend paid. Then from midnight to 6 in the morning, they'll make a regular pay. So it'll be like a holiday pay. And then at 6 o'clock in the morning, I want to do 12-hour shifts, 2 12-hour shifts. So you're looking at from 6 in the morning to 6 o'clock at night, covering from home, making a regular pay. And then from 6 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning, you'll make your regular pay from 6 o'clock at night to midnight, and then from midnight to 6 in the morning, you make a stipend pay. And then for Christmas Eve, we'll cover the station from 6 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that shift will work until 6 o'clock at night at the station. From 6 o'clock at night to 10 o'clock, they'll cover from home, so there'll be 4 hours at the station, 4 hours at home, making their regular pay. And then from 10 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning, so that third shift, will make their regular pay for Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, because that will cover us until 6 o'clock Christmas morning. From 6 o'clock Christmas morning till 6 o'clock at night, we'll do a 12-hour shift at regular pay. And then Christmas night, from 6 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning, regular pay. Then at midnight to 6 will be the stipend pay from home. So, and I've already kind of pitched it to some of the people, and they're kind of excited about it, that they don't have to be at the station, but they can be at home and still cover. And I've got a couple people that say they'll probably just cover right from the station and eat Thanksgiving or Christmas meal right there. So.
Have you budgeted for this?
Oh, there's more. There's plenty in there for this. Yeah. Yeah. And I can leave you a copy of this, because then Easter's in there for, and it'll be two 12-hour shifts again. Of course, Easter Eve, we won't be paying any stipend until after midnight. That's when the stipend will pick up. That's when the regular pay will pick up. So you're paying for 24 hours.
What's regular pay and what's stipend pay?
We're covered at the Station 1 now, the fire station. The fire station now has shifts. There's 3 shifts. Like I said, there's 3 8-hour shifts. Regular pay, it depends on if you're a driver, a EMT and EMTA, or a paramedic. They make an hourly wage. Stipend is that they get one flat rate from coming at home.
What is the hourly wage range for,
Anywhere from $8 to $12 an hour. And then on nights at like 10 to 6 at night, or from on the weekends at 6 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning, it's between $30 and $50. And then they make, not per hour,
oh,
but that's what they get as a bulk. Yeah, I'm in the wrong line if I'm doing that. And then what happens is that if they take an extra call, if they take a call during that nighttime, they make an extra between $5 and $10. Not per hour, but per call. So,
You know me,
I
already
know you.
said my point. I don't like setting a precedent this early in the game on doing that. I think that's my biggest concern. I would say we could probably do a better stipend, obviously, because you need to do something to attract people to sign up. If they're gonna cover them from home, I don't see paying them the full pay. It just sets a precedent that once you've done it,
It's all
you're gonna
over.
have a hard time getting away from it, and it's gonna be
well,
more and more.
you know, this is 3 holidays out of the year, and you know, for people to give up.
I mean, you're doing
or,
a weekend stipend of, 50 for a shift. I mean, even if you did 100, it's cheaper than paying the full, the $10 an hour for 12-hour
Well, I
shifts.
can look at that too.
Or something. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I just am thinking that something a little more reasonable. They're gonna be home. Are we gonna guarantee?
Well, they're gonna be guaranteed to go.
Yeah, that'd be the thing.
I mean, it's just like now, they've got a guarantee, when they cover from home, they're guaranteed to go. If they miss a call, then there's a punishment to go with that. But it is tough to get people to cover on holidays, so this is an enticement also.
I don't know what your thoughts are on that. We're missing a selectman, so
I mean,
you
if
have
you,
to talk tonight.
I mean, if you wanna do a stipend, we can talk about that.
I'm
Rather
not
than
trying
flat,
to
I mean, we can do a-
micromanage, your budget either, but I just, being this is the first year with paid personnel on, that'd be my one warning, I would say, is just way we set a precedent. It's awful hard to get away from it.
Well, and like I said, this is, 3 holidays a year, and this is something that we would do it every year. Even if down the line we had paid personnel that were there 24 hours a day, you would pay them a holiday pay if they worked even 12-hour shift at the station. So, okay. I can refigure it.
That's just my 2 cents, that's all. I don't know where you're at.
My 2 cents falls right there
Right.
too. It is the first year, Dan.
Oh, I know it's the first year. And I wouldn't have done that if there was no money in the budget to do it.
Gonna take it out of the new fire truck?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. So we're done with that,
Okay.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Because you guys say that you don't wanna do that, so.
I prefer not to do that. I mean, there's money in the budget, sure, but, we had planned on worst case scenario. And yeah, I mean, I'll own it all day long and explain it to everybody all day long that for budgeting purposes only, it was
Yeah.
what we had looked at for a certain number of personnel for a certain number of hours. If that's how you're gonna come up with a number. Doesn't mean that's gonna be the management end of it. I understand that.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
But the
when
money end of it.
when I did the hours too, to figure out all that, yeah, I did worst case scenario of 2 paramedics on.
Sure.
We would never have 2 paramedics unless that's all we had.
Yeah.
So I'll refigure that.
At least for this first year, definitely. I mean, and I think you'd still get people to sign up. I mean, we talked about that at the time. We were having a hard time with weekend shifts and changed that a little bit. And
Yeah. Alright, so, night shifts, the night stipend shifts. We can't do any more than 35 hours a week yearly. Now, when does that, that's what Jeanette said. It can't average out to 35 hours a week per person.
Right.
Do you know when that?
Full-time.
Yeah. Do you know when that time period is? Does that end 2016, or does that go until the
Fiscal. Obviously.
fiscal? Okay. I don't think nights should be counted when it's covering from home and the stipend pay. Because they are at home and they're not making an hourly wage.
Did she say to you she got an answer back from the IRS on that?
No,
So,
I didn't know that she was looking at it. She said I had to bring it to the board.
well, a year ago, 2 years ago, we've been looking into it. We just can't get a ruling on what on-call stipend paid. Where are they?
Yeah.
You know, they're not a part-time employee
Yeah.
per se. You know, or are they? You know, because this whole Affordable Care Act thing's
Yeah.
kind of messing with things.
No, I know. But
Because she hasn't told me anything about getting a ruling
No.
back from them. So
no, and I know that we've been bouncing this back and forth, and she says, well, go talk to the board and see what they.
probably erring on the side of caution, you know, too, because you hit that certain number of full-time personnel, full-time equivalencies. It could push us into a whole lot more problems.
Because I mean, I got some people that if we count the nights, they're gonna be
Yes.
heading that way.
Yeah.
So we gotta wait for a ruling on that.
Yeah.
Hydrants repairs, who is that Rhodes?
Yeah, where,
The one up by us, up on Depot Road, has an air leak, one of the things.
I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to look into that. I don't know who's ever put them in, or I don't know if you know.
So Rochester maintain all that?
No, not the dry hydrants.
Oh,
Rochester did paint them though.
did they?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
offered, they
nice
came
of 'em.
over and painted them, so, not the dry hydrants, but the other hydrants on River Road, yeah. Yeah.
I gotta guess who was probably corporation department at the time. Probably put those in. My guess would be, but I don't know. I
Really?
don't know if you know.
Town put them in. Like the one at mine has it on, town put that in. Guess he has to.
Okay, so would probably be through highway then. Check with Tommy.
Alright. My other thing on that is that, I'll talk to, if you want, I can talk to Tommy about this, is putting the dry hydrant up there on, Spalding Ave. Because we haven't, I mean, we can drop, but if we can
Yeah,
make it a little
easier.
easier.
Yeah.
The nearest hydrant there is about 1.5 miles.
Yeah.
So on the Rochester side, because you can't use the ones from the plant all the time, because like the night we had the Thanksgiving night fire, the whole system was down.
Where are you gonna take that out of your budget?
Out of the town budget, not out of my budget.
It's gonna be yours.
I mean, but this isn't right now, this is just
Looking at it.
looking at it. And also, at some point, maybe looking at maybe making some of them out of metal rather than PVC. And hopefully, I mean, it'll be a cost up front, but then the maintenance side of it might be a little easier. I mean, the PVC, and especially this one over here, where that's where they push the snow before they unbury it, doesn't take much to crack it, so. Hi. Aren't you guys glad you stayed?
Always learning something.
The computers, like I said, the guy from the computer company that we got, told us that we'd be better off to buy them on the outside. I know that before we had a computer guy, a central guy, it was just find your own guy and get it done. So we did, and prior to that, you know that we found a computer guy, and he had given us a good deal on,
Doing Shapley.
yeah, given us a price on 3 or
Okay.
4 computers. Would we be able to buy it through him, or do we have to buy it through
If they're good computers, I mean, I don't know what he's providing you. Something he built. Is that what it is? or-
something that he sells? I mean, I'd have to find the specs and everything else, compare it to what else, but I know that he gave us a price, but then when I mentioned it, it was hold off because, so I never researched it, so.
Didn't you just buy some computers? Or a computer somewhere down Blaisdell or something?
No.
Monitor.
Before, yeah, it was a monitor, Skip bought a monitor.
Oh,
But the ones, like I said before, the computers that we have are, we took one right out because it's so bad. We had 4 computers come Blaisdell. We're gonna back it off to 3. One of them works, because we have to time sensitive reporting we have to do. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. And the one out back, we don't use it that often just because it's so slow. And the one at Blaisdell, the same thing. They're old. you know, they've been there for a while, so.
Have you seen that in your budget somewhere?
What's that?
Computers, didn't you leave some money aside for them or
Yes,
something?
for technology, yep. But I'm gonna call that guy, that central guy, and see if he can work on a tough box, so they need to be updated, have some programs put in them, so.
Curious, I'm just curious what he's gonna offer and what's he offering for a computer? I mean, is it a Gateway, is it, you know?
I think they were Dells.
Dells, and then compare those to Staples,
Yeah,
something like that. See
yeah.
what-
They're gonna be towers, they're not gonna be laptops, so towers will be a little cheaper, so. And I don't want them walking away, so.
And the other part is, I think, because we've used him recently, so he's probably got all his vendor information in for Jeanette, so.
Yeah.
that'd be good.
Yeah.
Now, what are you headed for, Windows 10,
Yeah.
touch screens and all that? tech?
No, we're gonna, cup holders, if you push the button, it comes out, you put your Coke right there, that works out great. Just don't put a donut in it. No, we're gonna keep the monitors and everything else, cause they're still good, we just need the computer itself, the CPU itself,
Okay,
so,
so you're just gonna, alright.
yeah,
So you're
yeah,
gonna stay on the tech?
I'm probably not gonna
Oh,
get an
yeah.
answer till tomorrow.
yeah,
Cause 10, now 2 or 3 years down the road, everybody's gonna have it, but
yeah, yeah.
it's still pretty new.
Yeah.
You need that time.
Well, yeah, and our monitors are still good, so we don't have to replace our monitors, we just need new CPUs. So. The milfoil in these waterways here, like over here, we really wouldn't be able to draft out of here because of the milfoil.
Got some in here,
Oh, yeah, it's
Oh, I didn't
loaded,
know.
US, Royce, when the
What
water
is
was
it?
down, we went over.
About half full now?
Yeah,
I never even looked. Okay.
and they tried drafting over here the other night and was having a hard time with it. Even though they back flushed to clean it out, which is always good, we should do that at least, every 6 months. But, yeah, the milfoil's just terrible, so that's probably everywhere, so I don't know, is that another roads?
So you were gonna have some personnel do some water practice down there.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, I
they were
don't
on
know
Monday night.
what they normally would do, probably just put the backhoe over here and push it back, is that what you're
yeah,
thinking?
well, I don't know if they, I know
I don't know.
that they used to do chemicals, but,
I think you're probably
can't
gonna
do
have
that
to get it
anymore.
excavated because of the
Yeah.
reach.
so, and I don't, with the water up where it is now, I haven't seen the other ones, but I heard that there's a couple others that are just as bad.
I know some, 10 years ago when I was doing some real estate, some of the practices they were doing then, I don't know, haven't heard any more since, was putting like a blue tarp down over like this time of year and leave it right there over the winter, then no sunlight comes in, it kills the plants out. People were doing that in beach areas. I don't know if that would help. I mean, that's,
Alright, you get blank POs, I'm gonna need a bunch of tarps.
You have no problem finding POs.
yeah, right.
I don't know if that was something that Tommy would take care of, or I don't know who.
Where do you need it done? Just here and where else?
I'd have to get the other place, but I was told that there was a couple other places that were pretty full. I mean, it's hard to see right
You're
now.
using the pond behind the other firehouse, behind the east other house?
No, we haven't tapped into that one yet.
So you don't know the condition of that?
No.
And that's just up the road.
Yeah,
Keep
this
going.
one right here is bad. So I can research it.
Yeah.
Find out what
Can
everybody
ask
else
him.
is doing. Yeah, I can ask them stuff. Yeah, so. I can ask some other towns too what they're doing,
Yeah,
because I'm sure that we're not
curious.
the other ones. Yeah.
Come up with some problems I haven't thought of, that's for sure.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's good.
The donation things, and I know that we've talked about this before, you wanted me to bring it to the board, was, people drop off donations or make donations. Do you want a separate account? Do you want to just do a general fund? Do you want
She would have to create a separate, I would assume, I don't know if you spoke with Jeanette, we should have to have a separate,
line item?
gotta go on miscellaneous revenue or something like that, but you want it to be able to go back into your budget, I assume.
Mhm. Or at least a line item, so if, there was something that came up, or, people had made the donation, so we could buy a piece of equipment, or cookout, or whatever, so.
That's where you would, it's probably the smartest way, the best way is to create a capital improvement fund for this upcoming So then you would have that revolving account that
Mhm.
people could put monies into. Yes?
Okay.
But she'd like to say something.
No, I don't want to speak out of turn. So,
Because my next thing was, well, there's that CPR account that was set up, I guess, and keep rolling that over, that type of thing, that wouldn't get a donation. I mean, people will probably make donations for that too, but, so I can talk to Jeanette about that.
Yeah. I'd have to have her talk to us too, because,
Well, yeah, she bounces me here, and then I'll talk to her, then we'll come in and talk to you.
yeah.
You're doing well with all that sort of thing.
I know, huh? Outside details like Boy Scouts, Skydive New England, but you're already handling that, so. That was easy.
Speaking of, yes, Andrew.
I have a copy of the Charter of the Boy Scouts of America. It is an act by the 64th Congress of the United States of America, the first session begun and held at the city of Washington on Monday, the 6th day of December, 1915, to incorporate the Boy Scouts of America and other purposes. So I believe that makes the Boy Scouts a public organization. So it would be expending public money for public purposes.
Okay.
That's my interpretation.
Okay.
And if you want a copy of that,
Okay. Yeah, if you want to email it to me, that's cool.
it may take a second, that's just one.
Nate, if you want to email that to me, that's it'd be selectmanben@yahoo.com. And then I can forward it on to.
100-year-old act, but that is still the.
That would be good, because I mean, it's
I know it was prior to World War I.
not that we're trying to not do something for the good
No,
of the
I
people.
understand, but once we know the reason, that helps.
Yep.
It's funny that you meant the communication things, because one of the things I just got an email on, because we have a meeting coming up, is that we don't have an MOU for them, procedures
Okay.
for them. I didn't know if there was one around.
Nope.
We're gonna have a meeting soon anyway, so I'll ask them what they're requiring and stuff like that.
We never had anything in here for any copies of any of that in here.
Yeah. That's one of the ongoing things, so. Still doing okay?
I don't know, is it okay with you?
We do have for firefighters and EMS at research, we do it in-house, but it does cost. How do you wanna handle that? Because right now, do they have to fill out paperwork and pay $2 and the town will pay $2? And
Oh yeah, I guess I see what you're saying.
can we do a list and
Yeah, we should
get a bill and just pay Natasha for the cards? It's $4 or something per person, so.
We should come up with something, probably re-look at that, I mean, for, any training, X number of dollars over, licensing or whatever. I mean, that'd be one thing, but research or something like that, normal
Yeah.
continuing education type of stuff should be separate probably,
Yeah.
depending on the cost, I
Yeah.
guess, but yeah.
Yeah,
Cause you got a
this
budget
is-
for that, we should
yeah,
get taken care of.
Yeah, educational, so, it can come right out of that budget. If she gives me the paperwork, I can just do a PO and submit it and stuff like that.
It's the biggest part though, I think the whole creation of what was there was because you got people coming in and getting trained in the town and then walking away.
Mhm. But this is our own staff that
Yeah,
yearly
I
they have to
agree.
get every
Yeah.
2 years, they have to get 3 years, they have to get CPR, so.
Yeah. It'd be kind of nice, I think, probably too, to have that, like you say, we break that down into a list. This is where you look at that whole policy, and you know better right now what the research are and stuff like that. If we could say, hey, this is what they are, they're done every year, this is done every 2, this is done every 3, that probably would be a good idea to have.
Yeah, there isn't a lot, and speaking about education, right now I have 3 people looking at taking firefighter 1 and firefighter 2. One's a firefighter 1, but she wants to get firefighter 2, so she's gonna retake the whole course. And I have 2 people that are EMTs that want to get their firefighter 1 and firefighter 2, and I may have 2 more looking at it.
Nice.
So we could have 5 in this town.
Is 2 the interior? Does that make you interior, or is that
1 makes you
separate?
interior, 2 gives you that much more experience,
Okay.
so. And that's what we shoot for, and the state of Maine now does it together. State of New Hampshire does it separately, you can go get firefighter 1, then you get firefighter 2. Maine does it, it's all one.
Oh,
It
nice.
starts December 1st and gets done in May with graduation in June. And it's a pretty good class. The oil burner guy's gonna be here on Thursday, the 15th.
Okay.
The one that you gave me.
Yep.
Tank 6 is going down to Hartford's on Tuesday for clutch repair.
Okay.
Made an appointment for him to look it over. And I know I mentioned it before, we have a doctor that will be our medical director, but it's the money that was in question. So,
I can't remember what it was, but
it's $5 grand.
$5
For the
grand.
year. Talking to other towns and stuff like that, that's what they're paying.
Pretty
That's-
average,
That's,
okay.
that's an average pay, so. Where I have the
Wages.
wages on the other end. I can proceed or can wait. I mean, we're still working on a contract, which then you guys have to take a look at.
I know you and I have talked at one point. Want to explain the benefits?
For one thing, he'll be doing QA/QI, which he'll be pulling run reports and going through the run reports and making sure they're up to date. The run reports can be used in court and stuff like that. They're also used for surveys and everything else, for continuing education, find out where we're lacking and stuff like that. It's also good for training, that he can find out where, for one thing, documentation training. You know, people may leave stuff out that really needs to be in there. Because I mean, sometimes we get asked from insurance companies, so
Jumps.
what care did you do and stuff like that. or
Collect
from
the money.
lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the issues we've had.
The other thing is
Sometimes
that.
the road commissioner too.
Oh, okay, road commissioner under that one, perfect. That he can also build the training around stuff that may be a little lax or stuff that's missing and stuff like that. So, and he does train, so
Okay.
that's a benefit in itself. So he really didn't want to mention money, but
Sure.
I mean that's always going to come out. So.
Sure. Yeah.
So we can move forward with this and come up with a contract and bring in the contract.
What's the difference? I guess because we were doing it in house.
We are doing it in-house, and right now we have 2 people doing it in-house to make sure that it's all done. But the problem is it is in-house, you know. So then you have members critiquing members. It's better if you have somebody on the outside. He is an ER doctor, and he EMT status and stuff like that. So he has all the knowledge that, you know, he could pick up stuff or be able to add stuff or say, you know, you don't need to put all this documentation in. So I mean, it's new. It's never been done. It's been a long time. We've never had a medical director for the EMS side of it. I think it would be a good asset in the long run. I mean, it is $5 grand and that is a lot of money, but in the long run,
Have you
Protection,
budgeted
good thing.
for it?
I budget for everything, you know that. I do have some extra wages that would just about cover that.
This year going forward, I'm for doing it and cover from the wages for this year, and then from this point forward we'll just budget it
Budget it.
separate line. 'Cause there's value there. It's an extra set of eyes to keep us out of trouble. Other things that we've seen along the way.
Yeah, I mean, and right now it's going well, but the problem is that you've got members critiquing members,
Yeah.
and it is you know, it is what it is. Just a little brief thing. This is August and September's win lists.
Run the list.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's just EMS. That's just August.
Yep. Now all you gotta do is solve the little problem of having to run when you get a call down there from over here.
Well,
And
Central Station.
Run from down there when you're callers over here.
Only do
and-
the calls where we're located. Uh-oh, Ben, what?
No, just curious, how many of these are
What about where
transports,
the
cause they're
patient's
not all, I mean.
No, they're not all transports, no.
Anyway, we
I didn't
could-
break that down,
But
I
you
mean, I
can.
can, yeah.
I mean,
What about
I'm just
where-
curious.
It just means me going in and doing a little bit more.
What about where the patient's located?
Well, the
Where does
ambulance,
that come into it?
the ambulance is gonna be located where the patient is.
You've got an ambulance on each end of town.
I don't staff both.
We noticed that. The
Yes.
south side and west side don't get staffed. We noticed that.
Whoa.
That could be a problem, you
Well,
know.
I could staff
If we
it,
lost somebody,
if you wanna give me more money.
break up your crew. You're putting 2 people in a station.
Break up my crew.
2 in, 2 out. 2 out, 2 in, whatever one you want to look at.
Oh, you're gonna give me a hot
Put
burn.
one in each station, then the opposite can drive to the scene. And I bet you it'll work out and save money.
Just build a new station, centrally located, and we'll be done.
You got it in your budget?
Town. I'll talk to Tommy about that.
You do that. We have fun here.
Question.
Yes.
I'm
Where
waiting
did
for an
that come
answer.
from?
We
I
just
bet I
wanna do
can
things
guess.
right, that's all, right? So with the boys, with the scouts and whatever, we don't wanna set a precedent that we can't back at it from somebody else that we've already told them no on a couple different times, like, well, these private entities wanting our equipment only. This is Fire Prevention Month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you were to do
My prevention.
I mean, that's community service as well. I got the question from us to the attorneys, just out of curiosity, but, and Andrea brings up a good point, you know, I don't know. Are they a private entity or not, you know, being the scouts, but, we'll wait and see, we'll let them make that ruling.
Mm-hmm.
Takes the burden off my shoulders, but there might be another way to do it too. Be over there with a truck and a little bit of training, like I saw you did at a recent daycare or something recently.
Yeah. We've done 3 fire prevention details for schools, very well perceived, and a lot of praise. And one lady says that she's never had it like this in 26 years.
You gotta get back out there in the community, you know, it's important. I think the other part of it is though, we don't wanna be out there in the community, you know, soccer games and the fun stuff, and then falling flat on the calls. We wanna make sure we're showing that we're strong on the calls
Yeah.
and then do the extra.
Do we do controlled burns at the residents' request?
We can, we have,
We have, since you've been in?
yes.
Okay.
And I may have another one. Another 2.
Only because it
I
was used
know
for
this.
training.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's the usual reason
They have to
you'd
be
have-
used for training.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I don't wanna, be out helter-skelter everywhere. You know, we have to have some kind of control.
Well, you can
But I know
set
that,
them up according to your training
Yeah.
schedule.
but I mean, to be part of the community, you gotta be part of the community. And then, I have mentioned that if we are at a soccer game, that with the on-duty crew, that we need to take care of the town first. You know, we could leave them with some ice packs.
Yeah.
But we need to deal with the crew, you know, the town.
We will.
Well, I thought I heard structure fire.
I saw your face go white.
No, my phone didn't go off.
Yeah, no,
It's
this
not
would
in
be,
this town.
this would have been mutual aid.
That's right.
I do have some executive session stuff to talk about, but,
Personnel.
no, comp center stuff.
Okay, confidential records.
Yeah.
So-
Could I have a minute of public participation first? And I just wanted, I've been waiting all this time,
You've
very
done well.
patiently.
You've done
I
very
know.
well.
Yeah,
very well.
I promised you I would try.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions. First one is in regards to the Boy Scouts. Andrea said that she had spoken, oh, go over here. Hi! No, Andrea said that she had spoken with the Scouts and that this will be the first time ever that if you deny this, this will be the first time ever that a town is denying the Boy Scouts fire coverage for a jamboree. So you're sitting and talking about setting a precedent. You're actually setting a precedent, in my opinion, in a really dangerous area where you're not supporting your kids and you're not supporting your scouts. This isn't Skydive New England, a business that's making money, or 4x4 Proving Grounds, a business that's making money. This is your scouts, and I'm really, it makes me feel bad to hear you even doubting that. I mean, nobody has ever denied the scouts, she's saying, and it makes me scared that you're setting a bad precedent in worrying about setting a good one. So I just like to know if that bothers you at all. You know, I mean, these kids are everywhere and they're doing some great things, and you're not.
Right.
I just want to know.
Explain. I mean, we're just trying to do the things the right way, and
Right.
you know, and that's so we'll let the attorneys make the decision. You know,
Yeah.
at that point in time.
It just scares me.
Yeah.
And that's all. So you're going into executive session?
Yeah. If you're all done.
All done. Motion?
Second.
I can't motion. I'm asking you so I can shut off the video.
Did you have something real quick? Because I don't want to hold you up.
I just got some questions for him.
Do you want to?